back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video and welcome to my TBR Bingo vlog. I have been meaning to do one of these for the past 3 months, and this is the first month that I feel like I can actually get it done, and I'm promising you guys one this month. So I wanted to just come on here and intro this vlog, let you know the 4 books that I'll be reading over the course of however long it takes me to get through these, because 2 of the books in this video are very, very chunky, and then we will just move on, and hopefully I can get some good content for you guys. We shall see. But the only book that I currently own that I'm going to be reading for this vlog is Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong, the first adult debut by this author. I'm curious to see what I'm going to think of it. I think it has to do with vampires. I'm not really sure though. Samurai something. I know that it's Asian inspired. I know that it is another Shakespeare retelling of Antony and Cleopatra. But other than that, I don't really know too much more than that. If I said vampires and that's not correct, because I feel like there's another book that has like Immortal something that has to do with vampires, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't really know, but I'm curious. I've heard mixed reviews about this book, so I don't know exactly what I'm getting into, but I'm definitely going to give it my darndest. The second book for this vlog is Warrior Fae by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti, the last and final book in the Ruthless Boys of Zodiac series. I am currently in the middle of that one, so I'll talk about my feelings on that one in just a little bit, but I want to get a little bit further in since it feels like I'm just getting back into this world. It's been a long time since I've listened to these books and this series, so I want to get a little bit more acclimated with the everything before I jump in and tell you my thoughts on it. I'm also supposed to be reading Signs of Seduction. This is an ebook that I did on my spinner wheel for this month, and it is very short. It's like a 51-page novella. I don't have high hopes. The ratings on this one are very, very low on Goodreads, so I'm definitely curious to see what I'm going to think of this one. Hopefully I end up liking it, but I'm not holding my breath on this one. And then funnily enough, the last and final book is another book that I got on my spinner wheel, so all 3 spinner wheel picks ended up on this particular video, which is very crazy, and that is Crest by Marissa Meyer, the 3rd book in the Luna Chronicle series, which I'm very excited for. I just recently caught up and read Scarlet. I was supposed to read that back in February. I didn't manage to get it done, so I read Scarlet last week, and now I'm going to jump into Crest this week. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long. It is a 500+ page book. Crossing my fingers that I can get through it relatively quickly, but I do own the audiobooks and the ebooks of that series. I own the physical copies, but they are in storage, so I will just be reading the ebook and audiobook. So only one that I own. The other 3 I'm going to pick up at some point during this vlog, but I am going to start with Warrior Fae since I'm already in the middle of that one, and I'm also trying to read other things for my actual TBR tarot. So I'll bring you guys along the journey. I'm sorry if I sound gross. I am sick. Everyone in this house is sick right now, so we're just all going through it. But I did want to go ahead and start this off. I am going to sit down right now and listen to the audiobook of Warrior Fae while doing my puzzle. This is a puzzle that I got from Katie Wismer. She is a booktuber, author-tuber here on YouTube, and I've read most of her books and loved them. And last year she did a Kickstarter, and the puzzle was included in the Kickstarter. So I'm going to sit down and try to get this puzzle done. I don't have a lot of space. I have this much space to be exact. I'm hoping I can fit that onto my bed and not have to move this around anywhere, but I just felt like doing a puzzle today, so I figured I could pop in the audiobook and do that, and then do something that's also keeping my mind going. So I'll bring you along the journey. I'm tired. I'm going through it, but I'm also hoping to have a really good time.
Imagine sun shining, pink clouds in the sky, and everything is right. Imagine stars lighting up the night, and a shooting star so vibrant, you have to make a wish. Nothing's ever in your way, scoring every shot you make. No, you've never heard of pain, because you're just high on life. Every day is Saturday. Life is sweet as birthday cake. Why can't it just stay this way? Like you wanted to, like you wanted to, like 24/7, like 24/24 heaven. Oh, like you wanted to, like you wanted to, like 24/7, like 24/24 heaven.
Hello friends, I figured it was about time to come on here and give you an update on my reading since I have been reading Warrior Fae by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. I apologize, I am not feeling well, so if my energy levels are low and if my voice sounds weird, that is why. But the family has gotten sick now twice over, and we are not doing too great, but the reading is going slowly. I am currently 27% of the way through Warrior Fae. I have 6 hours and 27 minutes according to my Kindle. I don't actually know how long I have according to my audiobook, which is more accurate, but I am in the middle of a chapter. I had to stop because Orion woke up, but so far so good. I think that being away from this series has caused a larger detriment to my enjoyment than I would like, but overall I'm not disliking the series at all. I still enjoy the characters, I still enjoy the humor, I'm enjoying where the storyline is going, and I'm intrigued to see where it's going to go from here. If you don't know anything about the Ruthless Boys of Zodiac series, it is technically a prequel series to the Zodiac Academy series by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. This follows a girl named Elise who wants to go to this school. I forget what the school is called. It's not Zodiac Academy, it's something else Academy. But it's like kind of like the lesser of the two schools. And she is going there to get revenge on the death of her brother. She knows that someone named King was involved in the murder of her brother. And she doesn't really have a lot of evidence, but she knows that he didn't just up and die for no reason at all, even though all evidence points to that being the case. It was like ruled out as an accident, but she knows that's not what really happened. So she's going to the school to track down whoever is the king to get revenge on her brother. That being said, there are 4 people in this school that are called King. And she wants to know like which of them did it. So you have Gabriel. He is a harpy. I can't remember what he is, to be honest with you. He has wings. You have Ryder Draconis. He is a basilisk. Yeah. Leon, he is a lion. And then, why can't I remember his name? What the hell? Ryder, Gabriel, Leon, and Dante. Dante is a dragon. And they are the 4 kings of the school, and it ends up being a white shoes between Elise and the 4 of them, and they all have very powerful, strong-willed personalities, and the 5 of them clash in very unexpected ways. So far, I'm enjoying the series as it's coming to a close. I think that it's tying some things up nicely, some things that I had questions about, and definitely there is still a lot of room for questions to be answered since I am only 27% of the way through, and it's a long book, so that's my only current update. I'm trying to keep you guys updated while also going through the most here. So I'm going to try to read some more tonight. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to push myself to read tonight, but I'm going to give it a good old college try. And I will update you guys when I get to like the 50% mark, letting you know what I think.
Oh, nothing but blue skies, a totally peaceful mind. Never need a second try. Know you get it right the very first time. It could be the best of days, it could be the best of times. Why do we need the troubles? Why? Why do we need the troubles? Why? Nothing's ever in your way. Scoring every shot you make. No, you've never heard of pain, because you're just high on life. Every day is Saturday. Life is sweet as birthday cake. Why can't it just stay this way? Like you wanted to, like you wanted to, like 24/7, like 24/24 heaven. Oh, like you wanted to, like you wanted to, like 24/7, like 24/24 heaven. Oh, instead I'm thinking of strangers, I'm thinking of haters, I'm thinking of laying down for a nap right here on the pavement.
Hello friends, it's time for update. It's been a little while since I've given you my thoughts on Warrior Fae. I also have another book update for you for this vlog, so I figured I would sit down right now and give you those updates. One of them being I finally finished Warrior Fae. I know. I've been reading this book since the 12th. It is the 23rd. That book took me an absurd amount of time to read. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 3 stars. It's a solid book. I think that if I had read the book at the time that I had read the rest of the books in the series, I probably would have loved it, but I did really enjoy the outcome of the relationships and the story in and of itself. I enjoyed the resolution of this, big bad and the conflict that we have been fighting for the last 5 books, and overall, it was not a bad book. I just think it was too long, it was too overwritten, it was just too much, of everything. There was too many sex scenes, there was not enough of the plot that was moving forward for a good chunk of time, the pacing was just off, and I did not need 42 minutes. 42 minutes, which in hindsight, okay, 42 times 3.5, that's like almost an hour and a half of happiness, of epilogue. Girl, no, I don't care. I don't want it. Nobody cares that much about these characters. I mean, I don't. So that last like 42 minutes was a slog to get through. It was a struggle, but I did it. I got through it, and it was rough. It was a rough time, but I'm gonna settle on a 3-star. It wasn't a bad book by any means. It wasn't terrible. There was a lot of things that were very good about it. The humor was still there. I just don't think that it needed to be as long as it was, and I think the fact that I took so much time away from it really hindered my experience of the book, which it sucks, but it is what it is. So I did finish finally Warrior Fae, and then 2 nights ago, I sat down to read Science of Seduction by Eliza Lovelace. I don't know what happened. I feel like I read 16 pages and blacked out. Like, nothing made sense. I didn't understand the writing. I didn't understand where the plot was going. I had no want, need, or desire to pick this back up. I just didn't care. And I am on the verge of a slump anyways. I did not need to push myself to read something physically, I might add, that I just was not enjoying. So I can't even tell you what it was about. I don't even know what I read. I don't know what it was, but I just don't want to read it. So I'm going to DNF that book. DNFs totally count towards, you know, this vlog. I DNF on a regular basis, so it's not like it's a new thing, but I can't do it. I can't, and I refuse to put myself through books like that, and I don't want to. So that is done. Those 2 books are done. The last 2 books for this vlog, are they going to get done before the month is over? Very good question. We have Crest by Marissa Meyer, which is a massive book in and of itself. It's over 500 pages. And then we have Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong, which I am intrigued to see if I'm going to like that one. I'm not really in a fantasy mood right now, but I'm going to try my very best to read both a sci-fi and a fantasy for the remainder of this vlog. So I will let you guys know when I pick up the next book. I'm going to read, I think, something different in the meantime, because I need a little bit of levity in my life right now. But hopefully, crossing my fingers, that I can read something that brings me joy before I come back to Crest, which I know I'm going to love. I loved it the first time. It's not like I'm going to not enjoy that book, but I just need something different. So I'll talk to you guys in a few. Hello friends, you are crooked, but we are just going to roll with it. I wanted to give you an update on the next book that I have picked up for this vlog. It's been a little while since I've read for this vlog. After finishing Ruthless Boys of Zodiac, I needed a break, but I'm back and I am reading Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong, and I feel like I've gotten far enough into the story where I can give you some updates. I don't know what page I'm on because I have been reading the audiobook or listening to the audiobook, but I can give you some thoughts and a little bit about the synopsis. So this follows 3 different perspectives. You have Anton, Kala, and August. All of them are connected to the crown in multiple ways. Kala is a princess to the throne, but she's also exiled because she happens to be a murderer. And then you have August, who was adopted to the throne and is next in line, but he will do anything in his power to sit on the throne, including making sure that spot is open from his adopted father. And then you have Anton, and he was August's best friend, but he is now also exiled, and they are now all connected to each other in this game that takes place every single year, where multiple contestants come together and kill each other, and the last person standing gets a prize. And Kala wants to enter into the games to win so that she can get revenge on the king. Her whole entire last 5 years of being exiled was to get to this spot, and that's what she's working for. August is willing to help Kala win so that he can take the throne once the king is killed. And Anton is hoping to make himself some money because he is exiled, with the hopes that he can get revenge on the crown as well. So it's a story of revenge and very interesting political and familial relationships that is quite interesting. It's a little bit of interesting world building as well. I'm not quite sure if I understand the world in its entirety, but I do like the writing, and I'm interested to see where the world is going to open up and where the plot is going to go. So I'm intrigued. Color me intrigued, but I don't really know. I've heard very mixed reviews about this book as a whole, and I'm not really sure if it's going to execute the ending that I'm hoping for or wanting, but I'm going to give it a listen and hope that I can get through it before the end of the month. I am going to drag this vlog into April because I do need to read Crest, but I just know I'm not going to get it done before the month is over. So my goal is to finish this before the end of March and then read Crest and finish up this vlog and get it up to you like maybe the second week of April. So those are my thoughts and my opinions. It's hot as hell in this car. I'm going to turn it on, go get lunch, and I will be back to you guys when I'm like halfway through and I can give you some more updates. Hi friends, I'm coming to you later than I thought that I was going to because I'm well over the halfway point of this book. I have less than like 45 minutes left of the audiobook, and I wanted to give you my thoughts on Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. Wow, what a tongue twister. I want to love this. I just don't think I'm invested in the story as much as I would like to be. either that or I'm not invested in the characters as much as I would like it to be. It's become a very political, scheming, lies and deceit type of plot line, which I usually love. I'm just not solely convinced that the characters' motives are matching up with what they say that they should be matching up with. I don't quite understand the motivations of the female main character and her reason to want to kill the crown. It's just not like lining up with the vehemency that she has for this plot for revenge. And it is a relationship at the center, and I'm not sure that I completely believe in the relationship either. So I just feel like I just have a lack of understanding of motives behind the decisions that these characters are making. And same thing for like the male main character. Like, I understand it to a certain extent, but there's also like a bit of misunderstanding between the characters and their motivations that I just wish that I had a better grasp on. But I'm not disliking it. I will definitely continue to read it, finish it up. If the ending is good enough, I will continue on with the sequel that's coming out later this year. But I just don't feel like super excited by this read or by the story as a whole. So I don't know. I thought about DNFing it at one point, but then something happened and I was like, oh, okay, now I'm convinced I'm gonna like it, and then it just kind of like fell stagnant again. So I don't know. I am interested, I'm intrigued, but I don't really know what I'm gonna think by the end. I do like the fact that, I don't know if you can see that, the numbers of the characters are, let's see if I can get the one at the top. I don't know if I will be able to, but they're like imprinted in like a see-through situation on the back of the book, which is actually kind of cool. I never realized that before. But anyways, besides the point, I'm liking it, I'm not loving it. We'll see how I feel by the end. I will give you my final updates when I finish this one, and then we'll get into the last book for this vlog.
I need to log off, I need to step back. Constantly online, causing me setbacks too. Every day see so many people doing the things you do, and they're doing it better too. Whoa. It's like, why should I even try when there's always some other guy who's way ahead of you, but makes it look easy? Why would they need me?
Good morning, besties. There was far too many car updates for my liking, so I must do a bed update. I have many things to address before we actually get into the book update. First of all, my bangs. Don't look at them, I'm so sorry. I just literally put my wig on, and the bangs need to be updated with a hair straightener. So if you see that, no you don't. Secondly, I am filming this update for Immortal Longings on Saturday, even though I finished it several days before, but I was going through to edit this video and realized that I did not update my vlog for that book. So I'm going to slot this in after finishing Immortal Longings, before I finish Crest. So if you see this, and then you see the next clip of me talking about Crest in the same shirt, yeah, I did that, okay? Okay. And thirdly, I don't know what I was gonna say. So, good morning, happy coffee. Let's talk about Immortal Longings. Let's talk about it. I did finish this book, and I actually finished it right after my last car update with you guys. I finished it on my way to pick up my son, and it was okay. I didn't dislike the book. I gave it a 3.5. There were some things about this book that I really enjoyed. I liked how brutal and gruesome it was. I really liked the idea of body jumping. I thought that was so cool and a very interesting take on a fantasy world. I just don't think I had a full understanding of the world and where I wanted the story to go. Now, what the author wanted to do with the story and what I wanted from the story are completely different things, so I can't really judge it based off of that, but I just feel like the overall motivations of the characters did not line up with what the characters were saying that they were supposed to be doing. And that just felt a little ingenuous to me in regards to a character standpoint, but I think the world was very interesting and it left a lot to be open-ended with questions for the next book. There is another book coming out at the tail end of the year, I'm pretty sure, and I will definitely pick up the sequel. I'm very curious to see where this is going to go. The ending was quite predictable. I knew exactly where it was going as soon as one thing, led to another, and I found it to be a very predictable ending by probably like 3/4 in. I was like, okay, I already know what's going to happen. And I don't know if that's the fact that it's Antony and Cleopatra retelling. I have never read the source material, but I'm sure I've heard, bits and pieces of the story. throughout my life. So I don't know if I just had an inkling about what was going to happen because of that, or if because the story was extremely predictable. I don't know what the case is, but I do know that that is how I felt by the end. So a solid rating of 3.5. It wasn't a bad book by any means. I do think that if you were interested in the story, give it a pick up, give it a try. You might really enjoy it. I think that the world that Chloe Gong built was very incredible. So I'm curious to see what I'm going to think of book 2 when I get around to it, if it's going to make me appreciate the story as a whole more, or if it will feel as predictable and unimpressive as I did the first book. I think that, per usual, her writing is great and her world building is great. It's just the everything else that just lacks interest for me. So we shall see. Anyways, that's my very unintelligent update on Chloe Gong's latest adult debut. And when you see me again in this shirt to update for you for Crest, mind your business. Okay? Thank you.
Oh, I hear it now. I'm just being needy. I try not to envy you, to get angry. You do it better than me. I try not to hate myself, to lose confidence, but you always do it better than me. I just wanna be loved like you. I just want them to see me too. Just wanna be the one they choose. Yeah, I just wanna be loved. That's really, really good for you. Yeah, everything you do is cool. It's kind of unbelievable.
Okay, that was a very unsuccessful trip to Barnesy. I went there for a specific book. Not because Barnes & Noble is in a very well-stocked location, just because I'm dumb and I thought something came out and it didn't. So I went in there looking for the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Volume 6 of Lord Olympus, because I have been slowly collecting the Barnes exclusives. Yeah, it doesn't come out until like May. I don't know what in my head thought that it was supposed to come out this month, but it didn't. And then I had one of the most unsatisfying lunches in a long time. I went to Shake Shack, and I don't know. I just like, I don't know, everyone like raves about Shake Shack, and I have had it before when I was in Chicago, I think. And like, it was good then, but like that was 5 years ago. Oh, 8, 9, 6 years, I don't even know. It's been a long time since I've been. And we had one open up nearby, and I'm like, oh, I'll just try it, because where I wanted to go had closed down. And it just like, it was fine. But personally, in my opinion, I think In-N-Out is better. I said what I said. Sorry for the people on the East Coast that really love Shake Shack, but I don't know. It just wasn't, it didn't hit the way I wanted it to hit. So I'm gonna go back to work, and sad. I would also like to say that I used every ounce of my willpower not to buy a single book in Barnes & Noble, even though there were many that were calling my name. Also, people are staring at me. I don't like this. Okay, bye! Hi friends, I know this is not the best angle, but I figured I could sit you down while I do my makeup. Don't mind the bangs. I have to move them in order to do my mascara. But I figured I would give you my current updates on the last book of this vlog, and that is Crest by Marissa Meyer. I don't know how far into this I am. I know that I am over 3 hours into this 15-hour audiobook. So there's that. This is a reread for me, so I already know that I really enjoyed this book. From what I can remember, Crest's and Thorn's story is my favorite. Something about their dynamic is just so sweet and wholesome that I find it immensely endearing to watch them, you know, fall in love. And the thing that I really like about this series as a whole is nothing is super instant. I feel like every single character in regards to their relationships really had to work to make their relationships like become a thing, and it wasn't just like, you know, one kiss and now they are forever entangled. It was just more like, you know, they found the people that they wanted to be with, but there was other bigger things happening that didn't, you know, ever take precedent over, you know, the plot of the story, and the relationships are just like on the sidelines, which for some reason, being a romance reader, you would think I would want more romance, but I just like the way the dynamic of these characters really work and how they all play together in a way that feels authentic and real to the characters as well as to the story. So far I'm really enjoying it. We have, you know, come to the point where we've met Crest, and she has been introduced to more characters in regards to the larger plot of this series. And I just find Crest to be so freaking cute and endearing. She doesn't know a lot about the world that, you know, the rest of the characters live in, and she is very naive in a lot of ways, but she's also very smart and very knowledgeable about the things that she does know, and so she's a very large asset to the Lunar Chronicles team, you know? I don't want to say too much in case you've never read the series. I don't want to spoil anything, although it's been out for quite a long time, but still, I don't want to spoil anything in case you decide to go back and pick up the series. But I just like the dynamics between all of these characters. I feel like they really play off each other well, and each character knows like their place and their role in these books, and it never feels like one character is overlooked or underappreciated in regards to page time. And just overall, I really love this series. I was nervous that picking this back up, I wouldn't enjoy my time with it because I haven't really been in the mood for rereads recently. Like, I'm just looking to devour like new stories and new, you know, love interests and things like that. So I thought that I wasn't going to enjoy my rereading experience as much as I would have wanted to with Crest, but surprisingly, I am having a great time, and I think it's just because I really love this story between Crest and Thorn. I know for a lot of people, like, this is their least favorite in the series, but something about the way that Crest and Thorn work together and their, like, sweet, naive relationship from Crest and, like, the overly cocky, confident guy that Thorn is, it just works so well. I'm curious to see what I'm going to think of it as we continue, but I am a good chunk of the way through. I just don't know how far I am, and I'm hoping to get it done relatively soon. I have like less than 3 hours of the audiobook left, my time, like sped up speed, so I'm hoping it won't take me too long. But I'm just about to jump on to the backstage for the Rock Bottom Girl live show for the Swoony readers. So of course I always leave the Swoony readers information down below. I will also tag Dana, Nikki, and Karina in the description box if you would like to go check them out, and subscribe to their channels if you have not already. But we're about to do our live show for Rock Bottom Girl, so I'm going to go grab my book, make sure I'm all settled for that, eat a burrito, and I will chat with you guys when I have another update for Crest.
I wanna jump around when I think about yesterday. Your smile, your style so fly, my oh my. As time stood still, I got the urge to steal a kiss, and so I did. Now I'm embarrassed, but just a little bit. Oh, there must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips.
Good morning, friends. It's time for an update on Crest. It's been a little while since I updated you, and I know I said yesterday that I was going to update you guys in my same little shirt. I didn't do that. I ended up filming a different video and getting hot and sweaty, and I was just like done for the day. I didn't read anything yesterday. I didn't want anything to do with books. I like kind of burnt myself out. Today is the 31st? I don't even know. It is the 31st of the month. I am sitting down to do my last little reset things for my reset vlog, and I would like to get at least one of the 2 books that I'm currently in the middle of finished before the day is over. So I'm obviously reading Crest. I do want to finish that up, so I'm going to sit down right now and listen to the audiobook of that while I do my bullet journal. And if I can get my other book done, then great. If not, great. I didn't plan on finishing it this month anyway. I was just picking it up on a whim, so we shall see. But my updates on Crest, I am a little over halfway through. I have like maybe more than halfway. I don't even know. I think when I looked, I didn't have that much longer left on the audiobook. Like an hour and 45 minutes, my time. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a great time with it. I love this book so much. It's my favorite book in the series. And I just love these characters so freaking much. And watching Thorn and Crest like just get to know each other and iron out their kinks. It's just so cute. So I'm looking forward to finishing that one up relatively soon. I really hope that I am actually as far into the book as I think that I am. It would be kind of depressing if I'm not, because that means I have to work very hard today, and today's Easter, so we are going to hang out with Isaac's family today, so I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to finish this if I'm not as far as I thought in this little brain of mine. So let's find out, actually. I'm nervous. Oh. Okay, actually I have 3 hours. Okay, that's depressing. All right, I have 2 hours and 50 minutes loaded to the audiobook at 3.5 times speed, so I definitely need to get a move on it. Hopefully a good chunk of that will get done while doing my bullet journal. I am waiting for my son to wake up though, so that could get, hindered by, you know, other life things. But I'm gonna sit down right now, stop wasting time, get that done, and I will check in with you guys when I'm at the end and we can wrap up this vlog. Good morning, friends. The birds are chirping and it only feels right to end this vlog right where it started, in my bed. But I am happy to say that I did finally finish Crest by Marissa Meyer, and I can give you my final thoughts and updates before we close out this vlog. This is my first successful TBR Bingo vlog, and I feel very, very accomplished. Thank you very much. And I'm just excited that the last book that we ended off on, even though it was a reread and I knew I was going to enjoy it, was a very high. So I'm very excited about that. So let's talk Crest. This was a reread for me, like I mentioned, but I love this book so much. And I know I talked about it in many clips, how much I really enjoy the relationship between Crest and Thorn and their development of what is going to be like the sweetest, cutest little romance. The thing that I love about this series as a whole is every single romance is slow burn. Every single one. And for a YA series, that's so rare to find something that's not like insta-love and these characters are just so infatuated. I mean, yes, that is the case for these characters, but like the I love yous and the big declarations and the happiness of the relationship is not something that is easily given freely. Like, these characters have to work for it. They have to strive for it. They're still working for it as the series continues, and I love that so much. So knowing this isn't the end of Crest and Thorn's story, but knowing that they've made such big leaps and strides towards where they want to be is just so freaking beautiful. And I just love the development of the plot as a whole in this book in particular. A lot of things are falling into place. You're finally getting some really big steps forward to how this story is going to unfold, and it really makes me excited to reread Winter. Not Ferris, because I don't like that book, but I am rereading it this month. We shall see what I think of it. But it makes me excited to get to the end of the series and then hopefully finally finish it up with the short stories and the graphic novels. So I can finally call the series like come to an end. I can kind of finally call it to a close. That would be very much ideal because I'm really working on series these last couple months. I mean, I feel like last year it was really a priority, but this year I'm like making it even more of a priority to finish up those series or at least make progress or something, to do something with the series. But I went off on a little tangent, I apologize. Anyways, besides the point, I am very, very excited that I finished it up. I'm very excited that I loved it. I think I'm going to give it like a 4.5. It's not a 5-star for me, but it is definitely my favorite book in the series. I'm just glad that it worked the way that I thought that it worked the first time I read it. I think I read these books in 2020, so it's been a long while since I picked up the series, and I just had such a fun time with it. I'm so glad that I read it. It brought me so much joy, and I got to the end, like, still feeling like I was on the edge of my seat, wondering how things were going to play out, even though I already read it, and I remembered most of the series. And I just had such a great time with it. It was overall just such a fun read, and I'm just glad that me and my friends are rereading it for this year. And then we'll just do a quick wrap-up of the rest of the books that I read. I read Warrior Fae by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti, and I gave that one a 3.5. I also gave a 3.5 to Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong, and then I DNF'd my Kindle pick, which was Signs of Seduction by Eliza Lovelace, something like that. I DNF'd that one at about 16 pages in because I just couldn't get a grasp on the story. So 4 books for TBR Bingo, 4 books completed, 1 DNF'd, but it still counts. And honestly, it was such a major success. I did read 2 books that were kind of mediocre and bleh, but overall I had a fun time with this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you had a fun time. I hope you're excited for the next TBR Bingo vlog. And if you made it to the end and you need something to comment and you don't know anything else to comment, feel free to leave a space emoji. Any space emoji. I don't really know how many there are, but leave a space emoji for Crest. That is the end of this video though. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And of course, leave any comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Next, baby, turn it down like it's sweet and ready. Boys, keep it nice and steady. Know that you've been keeping patience.